Hey everybody, Rory from ANSgear, and we're going to take a look at the brand new Vanquish 2.0. This is the newest release Vanquish right here. It's got basically all the stuff that they upgraded into the 1.5 plus a couple new features. So we'll go ahead and open this up and take a look at it. So this is the new box. They got rid of that big metal tub that the guns used to come in and are going with a more traditional box now. Some of you might have liked the big tub. I don't know. It seemed a little bit awkward and large for no reason. And then it's going to come in a nice padded neoprene case now. A couple zippers on there. Make sure you go through all your zippers to see what goodies you're going to get. Outside zipper, you're going to get a very, very basic manual. Okay, this is what they call their quick start manual. Tells you how to put your barrel on, tells you how to put a tank on, tells you how to put your loader on, tells you how to change the battery, turn it on and off, and change your velocity and your firing modes. So very, very simple stuff, just the stuff to get the gun on and get it working. If you want to be a little bit more in depth, you'll need to go to the website, download the manual, and look at it through the Paintball Solutions website. So we'll open up the rest of the thing here. You can see in this one we've got barrel sleeve and our connection, our USB connection, so that we can do programming through the computer, change your OLED readout display. You can do all sorts of wacky stuff with those, with the board that's inside there. But you can also change it through the board itself, so you do not need to plug it into a computer to do your setting changes, but you can plug it into the computer. Starting at the end here, if you open this up, you're going to see you're going to get one driver right here. It's a 3/32 driver. You can use this to get to any part of your gun. You only need one type of screw, and it does everything. Does this, does this, does this, does the front, does the feed necks. It does everything. So you don't need multiple Allen keys to access any part of your gun, just this one. So they give you in this nice driver. I like this one. They also give you another one inside your bag of spare parts here. So in your spare parts, you're going to get a different bolt. The bolt that comes in the gun is a red bolt. And the red bolt is going to be a soft fire bolt. What it does is it changes the way that the bolt cycles, making it gentler on paint, but it does reduce your rate of fire. You should not try to shoot the gun faster than about 14 balls per second with the red tip in there. But anybody who's playing any PSP tournaments or anything, you know that you can't shoot that fast anyway. So the rate of fire is really not that big of a deal to get the smoothest shot possible. If you need to shoot faster for some reason, this bolt needs to be in your gun, then you can, uncap the gun and shoot it as fast as you want. But for the smoothest, best shooting Vanquish, leave the red bolt in there. Don't run it faster than 14 balls a second. Lube, O-rings, all your spare parts are in there. A couple different cards in here. Who your gun was inspected by. It's got a squiggle of a signature, can't read it. And then another card that says you may be eligible for a software upgrade. But if you have the gun, everybody's eligible for a software upgrade, so I don't know why they need that in there. In there, you're going to get the new driver XX barrel. So this is the new system from Empire. You're going to get 4 different backs here. You got a 682, 685, 688, and a 691 with your tip here. We got the large control bore back with your tip, giving you the 14-inch barrel. It only comes with the aluminum tip now, like the other version of the Vanquish, which had the Freak style inserts, the Super Freak stuff. Came with a carbon fiber tip and all that. It's all aluminum now. So this is your new barrel setup on there. No inserts, all different backs. Flip it over. This last section here is going to be your gun section. So we'll go ahead and pop this one out so that we can check it out. Now I'm going to pull out this driver, just because it makes it easy. We'll go ahead and set this off to the side. Right here, you can see we got a couple different colors. I'm going to move them off to the side too, so that we can kind of get this gun in here, and then we can get a older Vanquish. So this is the Vanquish 1, or it's really a 1.5 because it's been upgraded with all the new parts in there. You can see the barrel's different. Obviously this came with the carbon fiber barrel with the Super Freak style inserts. Don't do that anymore. The fronts are pretty much the same. The board and the front grip cover the same. Eye covers obviously have been changed. The front profile of the gun has been changed. The feed neck is milled slightly different, but the idea is the same. It's doing the same job. We've got the same style bottom right here, same ASA and integrated regulator. You see there's no gauge on it at all. That's because the board does know the pressure setting on there, so you don't need an external gauge. It'll read out right here. It'll tell you what pressure the gun is running at internally, which is super handy. The trigger's different. Trigger guard is different. You can see with the older style Vanquish that the trigger was accessible from here. You could pop this open or pop this screw out and get the triggers out. Can't do that anymore. It has a new carrier on the inside, and we'll look at that in just a second. Most noticeable feature from the outside, though, would be the bolt. For the old style, you had to push this button in, rotate the bolt, slide it, rotate it back, slide it. Kind of a pain. The new bolt is just a push button back right here, and then pull the bolt out. So grab it, slide it right out. Super simple, super easy. Bolt breaks down the same, though. Unscrew the back here. Slide it out. You got our guide, and our bolts inside there. It's all going to come with the red bolt in there, the soft fire bolt. I recommend leaving it in there, but it's up to you. However you want to do it. So we'll leave that out so that we can see the how the gun comes apart. The way it splits apart is still the same. There is a difference though internally when it does start to split apart. On the original one, you had the battery wire running up and connecting to the board, and that could sometimes get in the way, get crushed, get pinched, just cause a problem. They've fixed that issue, or that potential issue, with the new one, the 2.0. So we'll open this up, and you can see where it's different. So I just undid this front screw right here, just backed it out till it loosened up, and I have the bolt out. In order to open this up, you do need to have your bolt out, so go ahead and make sure that is out, and then we can open this up. And that can actually open up all the way around. I can just let it sit like that. It opens up just like a sandwich, I guess, you know, super simple. So your connection for your battery, you've got your battery inside here. It's got the wires that run up to here, and you can see that there's a little board right inside there. You've got two prongs, and they are on a spring. So two prongs sticking up. You've got two connection points on the board right here, two little metal spots. When the prongs and the metal spots come together, it creates your circuit, and that sends power through the board. So you can open it up and not have to worry about pulling any wires apart or anything like that. As soon as it closes, they come together, makes your circuit. So it's pretty nice setup right there. Makes it super easy to do any maintenance or any work on your gun. Go ahead and separate the upper and lower. Take this one screw out the side, and now our top and our bottom are apart. If you ever need to do work to this, makes it easy. You need to do work to this, makes it easy. So if we want to deal with our trigger and see how our trigger is going to come out, you've got a couple things that you need to do. The first thing that I would do is, or that you should do, let me put it that way, is disconnect the battery. So we're going to open that up, we're going to pull our battery apart, we're going to set it to the side. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to undo these two screws. There's one at the front right here, which holds on the front of our trigger carrier. I'm going to undo this one. Put that screw there. Now there's another one. It's not this one, but it's actually down inside here. I mean, it's all the way down in there. It's going to be hard to see just because it's kind of recessed down in there. You can see that piece right there. That's part of our trigger. It's next to that, so down in this hole right here. So we're going to loosen that one up. So that's going to release this whole system right here. We're going to be able to pull it out and slide it up. So you can see that our battery harness is connected to the bottom of that right there. These are the two pins that I was talking about on the little springs. And this is our trigger. So if we wanted to change our trigger or remove our trigger, we need to pull this section out. There's a roll pin right here, which we would need to punch out, and then our trigger would drop out from there. So it's a totally different trigger setup than what they used before. I kind of like the way the trigger was before. Its accessibility was super easy, but you know, to each their own. There you go. And the trigger's a different shape. If we look at it, the trigger before had the two finger slots in it. Now it's kind of just a flat trigger. I like the trigger design better as far as the actual look of the trigger, but the accessibility from the old one I think I like a little bit better. But who am I? All right, so let's put this back together. That's going to go back in there. We're going to run our pin through. Now we're going to slide this back in. We want to make sure that our power wire doesn't get in the way. So obviously make sure that that gets tucked properly in. That trigger drops down into place. Before you start tightening things down, just again check your wiring harness, make sure it all went into place. Use this driver. We're going to put that back in. And then put this one back in as well. So the interface at the front of the gun is still the same. You've got your on and off right here, the controller, the joystick, left, right, up and down. It's all controlled through here with your readout still on the back. So that still all stayed the same. The connection point is still up here in the front for the board up there in the front. So that's all still the same. They're using in the 2.0, let me pull off one of the eyes here. It's got the new detent system in it, so you don't have to worry about the other detents staying folded over, because the bolt, when the gun is in a non-gassed up state or in a just sitting in your bag state with no pressure in it, the bolt is always going to be forward. And on the old detent, since the bolt was forward, it folded the rubber detent over, kind of like a Planet Eclipse style detent. So over time, if the gun just sat, those detents would just fail. They would just be crushed and be sitting over the whole time. So they had to come up with a new system, and now they've got these Delrin detents that are on a spring. So this is the new style. This is what was upgraded in the 1s to the 1.5s. So that new style's in there. You don't need to worry about that. You're going to get that with this new setup. So that's on both sides there. Same brake beam eye system, micro switch setup, pressure sensor in there, so you can always get the readout for what your gun is working at. It's a great gun. I love the way these shoot. If you like the way like the Luxes shoot, you're going to love the way the Vanquishes shoot. So check them out. We got a couple different colors here. We've got the gray and the blue, the all black setup right there. This is the red and black. And then we have this lime green silver, which I think looks pretty good. So this is the new Vanquish, the 2.0s. Check them out. They're available through the website. Many different colors right now. And order yours through ANSgear.com.